Hey guys, how you doing? I have got Chris here from PayRight. Say hi, Chris.
G'day, guys.
And so a lot of you guys have had questions on the Photography Business Coach page, and I've just signed up for PayRight to offer to my photography clients and also you coaching clients when it comes to workshops and stuff as well. And Chris is going to take us through the portal, and then we're going to go through all the questions that you guys asked and hopefully fill in some gaps. And then we'll put Chris's details down, and you'll have a chance to contact him and sign up, and he'll tell us now what we're going to do. So Chris, over to you. It's all yours.
Okay.
Show me how we go.
Okay, guys. So yeah, thanks for all your comments last night. It's been quite a busy sort of 12 hours, I guess. So yeah, it's very sort of good vibe that I'm getting. So the purpose of today is just to show you the application system itself. I can do a brief overview of the whole process as we go along, but just it's a good idea to see what the customer will experience and yourselves as well. It is it's quite an easy process. So looking forward to sort of seeing what your thoughts are. So basically, you should be able to see this test portal. It says PayRight and the yellow across the top. And
we can't see your screen yet.
Okay, so let's
try share your screen again.
Yep.
And when it comes up on my screen, that means it's recorded. So you might.
Okay. So there we go.
All right, we're in.
Okay, so so this is a test environment. When you sign up with us, you'll get the live URL. You'll also get your own login details, and you can obviously change those if you like. But essentially, this is what you'll be using moving forward to initiate the applications. So everything you see here, we do look after About Face, Skin and Hair in South Australia. But so they were first on board last year with this online system. But everything you see is basically just dummy data. So what I'm going to do is just sort of race through what it involves basically.
Cool.
And so when you log in, your two main areas are going to be this Plans tab up here and the New Plan. And I'll just click into this Plans tab, and this basically is a little bit of a spreadsheet on what all your customers that you've used on this online system to date, moving forward. So as you see, all these are just sort of dummy data. So you'll sort of start collecting a list of who's applied through PayRight and basically what status they're currently at, purchase price, deposit, and so on and so on. So basically, this is kind of your area to go to. It's the last stop as well in the whole process where you activate the plan with us. And I will cycle back to that in about 10 minutes or so. You can export it too if you want to sort of cut it up and for reporting purposes. Cool. Otherwise, I will cycle back as I mentioned. So basically, someone comes in and you're having a consultation with them. You're talking about money and options to pay, or so that's happening over the phone. You can certainly initiate via this New Plan tab. Now, just to let you know, we do need you to initiate the plan in this first page. So that's basically, we need you to introduce the customer to us. There is an option in a minute to send a link to the customer if they're off-site somewhere. But at this stage, you do need to initiate. So what you'll just go through and start adding details of the customer.
Cool. So pretty much in terms of photography-wise, so photographers, You've designed it, you've ordered it, it's in Pro Select, you're ready to pay for it. They've now discovered that they're going to do a payment option and they're not going to pay by card or vice versa. And then we'll click into this. By this stage, guys, I would have your contract signed and sealed and have your deposit paid and made a conscious decision to go, we're going to put you on a payment plan. We'll do the contract. We'll do your payment for your deposit. Let's go in and do it. So,
yeah. So I guess the only thing with that, and I'll show you, you can actually change it sort of throughout in case the conversation goes to an upsell opportunity.
Yep.
So you can there's obviously packages involved and there's different tiers, so you can actually sort of upsell. That's not my current date of birth, by the way. I don't look that young, but so I'm just putting in some data, just some dummy data again. So that is my name though. So basically, once you put in the customer's date of birth, in goes the sale amount. I'm just using a set of data that I know is going to get this particular test scenario approved. You have the option here to offer different levels of deposit. Any of these type of things, we can actually remove stuff that you don't like. So if you just want to make it a blanket 20%, that's fine. We can edit that in your profile, and all you'll see when you come into deposit is 20%.
Cool.
Similar to the repayment period, we can get rid of most of it, opting to this too, to get rid of 18, 24, and 30 months.
Yeah.
It keeps your merchant service fee low for a start, and also 2 and 3 months is an option too. So that will be there for you guys as well.
Cool. So for photographers, so your sale amount is how much you've on Pro Select, how much they owe. Your deposit, Chris, can you add a deposit by hand? Just say someone wants to do $58. Can you just kind of type it in?
Or you can type it in. You'll be able to type it in, and it'll come up here with sort of 12.5% or 15.5%, something like that. So you can actually type that in. So it's kind of flexible enough for that.
Awesome.
Payment frequency is the customer's choice. It doesn't affect your service fee. They can choose to pay fortnightly, weekly, or monthly.
Awesome.
So you can, it just reverts to fortnightly. This area here, the repayment calculator, if they want to know exactly what that sort of a repayment looks like, it shows down here that they're up for 26 payments of fortnightly repayments of $24.14.
Awesome.
Includes the establishment fee. Now the establishment fee does range from $5 up to $59.90. That is the range. It does depend on the amount and it does depend on the term. So usually for a 12-month term, you're probably looking at $59. So the 2-month term is like $5, 3 months, so on.
Cool. So that establishment fee, that's $59. That fee is for every single client.
Yeah, that's for the clients. So to make this whole system interest-free, always interest-free, obviously we need to be, I guess, viable and in business. So we've kept the fees as low as possible for us to be in business.
Yeah.
And offer this to service-based merchants. So unfortunately, we can't get around this establishment fee. That's just the way it is, unfortunately, for the customer.
That's all right, because I think that I know someone had a question on the Facebook group, Chris, that, does everyone have to do a $59 fee? Well, it's really easy. It's only a $59 fee and there's no interest. So if your client's going to complain about it, like, come on now, it's a zero interest payment option for $59.
It works out to be what's that, about $2.10 per fortnight?
Yeah.
Spread across. So they don't have to actually come up with that either. They sort of spread that out and it goes into the payment. So,
or you just put it over 3 months and then it's smaller.
Yep.
Easy.
Yep, that's it. So just look, there is a couple of other fees down here. There is an account keeping fee, a monthly account keeping fee for the customer of $3.50 and a payment processing fee of $2.95. So a couple of smaller fees there. If they're paying sort of monthly, obviously that $2.95 is a one-off each month. Otherwise, fortnightly it is $2.95 each fortnight. So basically, again, that sort of gets built into the plan. Your only fee is the merchant service fee.
So you really want to go smallest amount of kind of months and do it per monthly will reduce everyone's fees.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So monthly we'll do that. Yeah. And so look, to date, we haven't had anyone at all sort of complain about these two fees or these fees. The fact that it's always interest free is far outweighs those fees. So moving along, if they want to change any of the details above, you can certainly change that to 6 months or so on. You'll see that it changes to $42.
Oh,
so
that's awesome.
They can toggle between that if they can afford to pay more. If you do change it, you just hit use changes. So this takes you back to the front screen again. So now you have the choice to complete the application with the customer right there, which I think most of you, by sounds of it, will do.
100%.
Or else if they're remote and they're not coming in and they're sort of doing it online, you can actually send it to the customer to complete themselves, or you can actually do it there and then. If they're happy to have a coffee and sit there and do it themselves, you can just click that one, or you can hand over your iPad. However the scenario is, the options are there, and we'll click continue with the application now. It basically looks exactly the same as if they open the link on their phone and they'll see the same thing. So now you'll see up here a couple of steps. They're basically 2 and 3 of the main steps of data entry.
Yep.
You're going to sort of race through here and put in their residential details, what their residential status is, obviously renting, boarding, owning with a mortgage, without a mortgage, how long they've been at the property. So pretty simple sort of stuff from the drop-down list. If you can, grab their license details. Not many people have their passport with them, so put in their license number. Please be careful to put in the correct number. We had to decline because there was one too many numbers. So just get them to type in their license number, their expiry date, and if you are there with them, if you can cite their ID, it just saves a step in the background, makes it a little bit quicker. No dramas if you can't, just press no, but if you can cite it, that'd be great.
What I would do, Chris, is recommend people to kind of take a photocopy of, that's what we used to do. But some people, some clients might not like that, so just up to you.
Yeah. So and just to assure everyone, this is a completely paperless environment. So there's nothing you need to scan and send back at all. So
brilliant.
It's very, very straightforward. So hit continue.
Yep.
The next part here is basically their employment details. They're full time. Obviously, you get the options down here: part time, casual, self employed, and so on. If they're on sort of Centrelink payments as a primary source, then we do look at that. Even sort of new mothers, for example. So just put all those details, or just click the relevant one there.
Right.
Put in the company that you work for, how long you've been there for, phone number, and then how much basically the customer's bringing in per week. So again, some people may not want to disclose that. That's why they might opt to do the application themselves off to the side. But if they're happy to do that, I'll just put in $1,500 a week after tax. Other income is basically optional. Anything that they would declare to the government, they can go in there, or shares, dividends, that type of thing.
Great.
Okay, so at this stage, I've just received a text with a verification code.
Okay, how did that come about?
So basically, that came when we continued with the application.
Okay.
So on that front screen, when I continued with the application, a verification code got generated and sent to the customer. So
okay, so it goes to the customer's phone number.
Goes to the customer. So yeah, you might remember on the front screen, I put in my own email and my own phone number.
Yep.
So that's come through to me. This page here, basically, if you hadn't clicked on that repayment calculator, this shows the summary again.
Awesome.
Still gives you a chance to edit and change the details.
Great.
Otherwise, if they're all happy with that, you'll see here we've just sent the customer an SMS, which I've received, and put that in now, 1662. Okay, and now we're submitting the application itself. So that's basically all the steps that are involved to actually submit it for approval.
Great. And how long does it take to approve?
Done.
Oh.
So having said that, I will put a little slight caveat in there. If it comes back, if they're approved, that's how quick it is.
Yeah, wow.
If it's credit pending, which sometimes happens because capacity is right on the borderline, so it might come back as saying like credit review pending.
Yep.
That goes to our two directors, and they look at the Vita score, and they look at sometimes like the bank statement data, which happens in the background.
Yep.
And they'll basically, hopefully, in most cases, approve it within the next 15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
So you just need to sort of manage their expectations slightly in that regard. So just look, it's gone to there we go. So congratulations, my purchase has been approved. So they'll get an email when that's occurred.
Great.
And that goes through to both their email and as an SMS. So
awesome.
If the email gets redirected to junk mail, they'll get it all to SMS as well.
Fantastic.
If it comes back declined, and everyone's scratching their heads going, wonder why, there hasn't been a bankruptcy in the past or unpaid defaults, then by all means, that's when you sort of can jump on the phone to the call center or myself, and we'll get the guys to look at it. As I said, there was an anomaly with the license number the other night. Someone had put in one too many digits, and we reversed that around and got that approved.
Awesome.
So, but if they've ever been bankrupt, then basically, that's just bad luck, no go.
No deal.
No deal. No deal. You want to tell them to take the photos with their own camera.
Yeah.
But so at this stage, there's one last step, step 5, and that's up to the customer to complete, and that's putting in their repayment details back to PayRight. So basically, I've been sent yet another link and another verification code.
Yep.
And basically, the screen, I won't open it up here because it is a little bit sort of fiddly with the fake Visa details that I've been given to sort of put in. So I'll just sort of talk through it. This last page basically will ask for your credit card number. So this is the customer.
Yep.
Or debit card. So if they don't have a credit card, they're not comfortable putting on their credit card, they do need a debit card. So it's a card with a chip attached to their bank account.
Yep.
They put that in. They put the start date of their repayment when they want the repayments to start. So if it's all happening there and then they'd put straight away, or if they're coming back in 2 weeks for the actual pickup or shoot, they can start it then.
Is it a way that you can default that it starts payment straight away, or did
they do need to sort of select it? So,
okay, so photographers out there, just do it and it starts now.
So this, this is a customer-driven side of things. But if you're there with them, they'll probably be asking you that. So yeah,
just start
you might as well default it to straight away.
Yep.
And then they hit confirm. So once they confirm, they are agreeing to our contract with them, and they're agreeing to pay us back, and they're agreeing to pay you the 10 or 20% deposit.
Great.
So that's kind of the process, how it looks.
Easy.
So basically what you then need to do, the very last step, is to go back into your plans tab. You as the merchant, photographer.
Yep.
Go back into your plans tab.
So when they leave?
Yep. You could even do it there and then. Just how do I? Can I move this one? Yep. So yes, you see that's the one I've just put in. It's been approved. All the details there, and what you'll see over here in this section under action is an activate button.
Okay.
So that's your step. Click that activate button, and that's basically telling PayRight that you've received the deposit. You're about to, or you have delivered the goods or services.
Yep.
And you want us to pay you.
Brilliant.
As soon as you activate that, settlement happens pretty quickly within a couple of hours, the same day. So we'll send you that 90% balance, less the merchant service fee.
So the $400 if it's $450.
So yeah, so
9 minus.
Yeah, so there it is. So including the
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so sorry, the establishment fee goes to us. So yeah, it'd be the $450 less the merchant service fee.
Great.
But, yep. So, and I think you some of you that have contacted me have received a schedule of rates, merchant service fee rates. They do start at 3.5% and sort of go up depending on the term and the amount involved. So by limiting it to 12-month plan, by asking 20% deposit, then it does keep it quite low. As an example, on a $1,000 sale with a 20% deposit, so $800 sort of balance, you'd be expecting to pay somewhere between $50 and $60.
That is awesome. So photographers out there anyway, like you should be getting 20, 30, 50% straight away. All else fails, then you go 20, 10%, stretch it out if you need to.
Yeah. So
you'd probably come up with some rules, Chris, wouldn't you? Go, right, this is my payment plan. I only offer, it's a minimum 20% and it's only 3 or 6 months.
Yep. That's it. So, and that's what a lot do. They just basically, they email me and say, look, this is what I want. And we just set up their profile accordingly in the background. So all the drop-down boxes you can see that it's only 20% off. It's only what they've asked for. So you're right.
Is that something that we can do ourselves, or do we need to contact you?
No, yeah, we need to do that in the background on your profile. So I'm available a lot, as you can know. So yeah, by all means, reach out at any stage. If the customer is doing it themselves and the computer crashes, for example, and they need the link again, just click the name and resend the link. That's when they open it up, it'll basically be where they currently are at.
Yep.
They don't have to start it all again.
Great.
Now, just this column here, obviously approved means it's great, they've been approved, but it's not yet active. So what we want to see is active. and that happens after you press the activate button. So once it's active, that means you've been paid.
Perfect.
Pending means that the customer hasn't quite made it through to that last step of putting in their details, and they haven't actually been approved yet. So for whatever reason, they're stuck around the residential status or employment status.
Yeah.
And they need to complete it. So just be mindful that, of going back into your plans tab every now and then and just sort of seeing where some of your customers are at. But it sounds like it's all going to happen in the one consultation anyway.
Yeah, it all happens in the one space. We don't stuff around with it. It's kind of like do it and do it now.
Yeah, that's it. So, but that's it essentially. So you're so if you come on board with us, as I said, you get your own sort of login details and away you go. Easy as that.
Awesome.
Just kind of so that's the process.
I do have some questions for you. Do you want to stop screen share so that you're up nice and big?
Okay.
If that's all done.
Do people want that?
There you go. Yeah, I haven't shaved today, so like a ruckus. So there's heaps of questions up on Facebook. I'm getting my phone out as well. I know that's in front of you. Let's just fire them out. Fire them through.
So I've got no minimum turnover. No minimum turnover for business wise. You can be a brand new business. That's fine. Minimum sort of spend for the customer, or the minimum loan amount is $150. We do loan up to $7,500.
Yep.
That's the maximum at the moment. Sort of going down here.
I'm trying to find a question as well. Yes, you get paid. Yeah. So Harris, yes, you get paid within 24 hours. That is amazing.
Even quicker than that. So basically same day. If it's later in the day, then sort of first thing in the morning. How long the client has to pay it off? Yeah, we've sort of discussed that up to 24 months if you want to take advantage of that. Otherwise, 12 months is kind of a long enough to spread it out, but short enough so you guys, the fees are kept low.
Yeah, cool. You've talked about the fees that it's $59. Now, can you do this? It might be a bit of a grey area, so don't shut me down too much.
Okay. No.
But for the people who go, as a photographer, you don't want to lose. Sorry, the $59 they pay that. We don't lose that out of our money, do we?
No.
So the only money that we lose is a transaction fee of $1, whatever.
So the merchant service fee.
Oh, and the merchant service fee. So could you?
You don't pay the transaction fee. That's the customer pays that.
Oh, cool. So it's just a merchant service of 3.5 to 7%.
Yeah.
Could you, because I know other finance companies is like, this is a massive no-no, and for some people it's fine.
Yep.
Could you just say that a default rate of, because you don't want to lose the merchant fee from your transaction, that to use a lay-by system is $100 extra, and you just put that onto the original total so that you take your merchant fee. But then I'm thinking for the client, then they've got to pay $100 extra plus the $59, which is like $160. Oh,
so you're talking about sort of the merchant service fee being loaded up onto the client side. Yeah. So look, in an official standpoint, I have to advise against that in an official standpoint from the financial responsible lending capacity. However you want to treat that particular merchant service fee is entirely up to you guys.
Cool. I did have someone question as a private kind of message going, can we load up the client? No, because that means $160 on top of what they're going to loan, and like you've said, Chris.
Yeah, and it's kind of we're not actually allowed to suggest that. So, but you guys are all business people, so I'm sure you'll work out a way to sort of recoup that.
Yep. So Chanel, my concern is that $59.95 customer setup fee. I can't see clients agreeing with that. Is there a way to waive that? Short answer, no.
No, unfortunately, and you just got to push that interest-free sort of aspect of it, and that'll in most cases outweigh that objection. Yeah,
just get creative with your response and just kind of brush it off. Going, look, it's all included within your payment, so it's going to be an extra $2 a fortnight.
Yeah, break it down to that weekly, fortnightly, or monthly pain, as I call it. The actual what leaves their pocket every fortnight. So and that's a good way to upsell as well. So if you're halfway through the application and you're on that repayment calculator and you're working out different rates and say, look, for an extra $5 a fortnight, let's go for package number A instead.
Yeah,
And
cool. I was just about to say, we had a payment guide, which
yep,
pretty much was like a consistent payment guide that said at $500, at 20% deposit is this, your payment of 6 months is this. At
yep,
$1,000, this is this is this. Now the difference between 2,000 at 6 months is
yep,
say $30 a week, but
yep,
for 3,000 at 12 months is $32 a week. And a
yep.
lot of people went, well, for $2 extra, I can get this. The difference is that we've just gone from 6 to 12.
Yep.
It makes them feel a bit better, but you
Yeah,
definitely.
and that's exactly right. So, look, and you can certainly, when I send you the rates, and if you come on board with us, you can certainly sort of devise that table and use that for sure, just by working out the percentages on different amounts.
Yeah, cool.
By all means, use it.
Is this Australia only at the moment?
At the moment, New Zealand's coming.
Sorry, Louise.
Just different systems and that. So at the moment, it's just Australia. A couple of months' time, hopefully New Zealand will be up and running. Yeah, so I'll stay tuned for that one.
Cool. Awesome. I think that's all of our questions, Chris. Thanks so much for your time.
Yeah, one more thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just thought of it. The customers, the end customers can actually pay it off whenever they want without a fee.
Perfect.
So they can pay it down, pay it off. So and also with the default side of things, just to sort of, I guess, address that. There's no risk, no obligation. Nothing falls back on you guys. It's on PayRight.
Yep.
We have quite a low collections rate at the moment. We have the guys jump on the phone and sort of chat through with the customer. We're not going to certainly burn any bridges by sort of, sending the enforcers around to their house and things like that. So it doesn't work that way. We get on the phone and work out ways that they can sort of get back on track, extensions, things like that. If it's blatant, then there is a fee, and if it's a repetitive sort of thing, so there is a fee. Otherwise, yes, we work with them to sort of try and fix that up.
Yeah, well, we only work with nice quality families.
I've seen the websites. They're great quality websites too. So we do ask that you do promote, I guess, on your website that you have PayRight as an option.
Yeah, totally.
It will draw people towards your site as well.
Yeah.
And just in the studio and also verbally, it's certainly going to help. So.
Totally. Last question I have for you, and I'm just thinking outside the box on how to use the software. So let's just say you've got a shoot that's booked in. Can they kind of like do like a pre-do finance that you send them those links and they kind of go, well, I'm kind of thinking if someone's got a price guide
Yep.
and they're like, oh, I want to do the lay-by and I want to spend $3,000.
Yep.
Can you set up some links beforehand it's almost like a pre-approval?
They can. Yeah, you can do it weeks in advance. So the same thing. You just initiate the application.
Yep.
Click it to send to them.
Yep.
So you can do it over the phone if you like, and just click to send it to them. They can then play around with the repayment calculator.
Yep.
Until it's approved and activated, the plan will just sit dormant in your plans tab, and it may just it may die a slow death, or it may be activated. So that can certainly happen in weeks in advance.
That's huge. So we can, as photographers, we can go pre-purchase now and get approval. As long as we don't press activate, can we go back in the design room? The client will be able to just go, well, I'm just going to change the value and change the payment and change the because I've changed my mind, but I've been pre-approved. I just don't know how much I'm pre-approved for. Yeah,
so they could play around with it up until they submit it.
Yeah.
Once they submit it, and if they change their mind, then just jump on the phone to me, and we'll just change the amount and resubmit it in the background. But so that's If you're stuck, just call.
Yeah, it's a little bit trickier, that one, because if they want to buy something else or extra or less or more, they're going to get caught out. Maybe park on that one.
That's I just suggest that you sort of try it out, and sort of you'll soon be very quickly you'll get into the swing of things.
Awesome. Now, Chris, your details are on the Facebook page that we've got anyway, which is really cool. Yep. Photographers, jump on board. This is the best thing that we've had for us from a finance perspective for such a long time. There's no paper. There's no waiting for products to be picked up. There's no payment drip feed over weeks and weeks and weeks. You do the design appointment, take your deposit, press submit, press approval, get paid straight away. That means for a cash flow point of view, we can produce our artwork as we normally would. Our client picks up the artwork and the world goes around like we always do, that's awesome.
That's it. Save
Super
costs
cool.
and admin fees and chasing money, and it's very, very simple to sign up. So it's just chris.truscott@payright.com.au.
Yep.
Send me an email, and we can set you up very quickly.
Awesome. Cool. All right. Thanks so much, Chris. I really appreciate that. We'll be in touch.
Great. Thanks again.
Cheers.
See you guys.